we have as a council, thanks to city staff and who work hard to bring us these proposals, options, and mainly information so that we can make the best and most informed decision for our city. A big part of the process is gathering community input. The city does it through official surveys, of course, as we've heard today, with the help of council offices staff. In District 6, we have our own survey that we send out, and we ask our residents where they think we should prioritize spending. And every chance I get, when I'm at a neighborhood event, I've even gotten stopped when I'm out running in my neighborhood, I listen to residents' ideas and their concerns. In one of the surveys, a District 6 resident asked if we actually pay attention to these. Like, is anybody reading this? And I want to assure you that the city does read all these surveys. They read the comments. I read all the open message comments in my survey, and I'm listening. Most District 6 comments were on transportation, protected wider bike lanes, access to timely transportation. There was even discussion about light rail, and access to more robust transportation for those with special needs. Public safety and infrastructure are always priorities from our communities. Aside from those basic needs, though, I do see a clear opportunity for bold action. The additional funds from CPS are a great opportunity to plan for the future and to get things done. We'd all like to see a rebate in the mail. It's going to be hard to go against giving back some funds to our ratepayers, but I invite our community to consider some long-term solutions for energy costs and resilience. The last time CPS offered a rebate, I received many calls, emails, visits from constituents who told me the funds were such a minimal amount, they would have rather that the funds be used in a smart, worthwhile way to improve our utilities. And a small amount is relative. A minimal amount can be a lot to some folks, so I do recognize that. But I listen to my constituency. After Winter Storm Uri, I cautioned that we needed to move quickly because we only got to cry that we were caught off guard once. We can't do it again. And I'm going to say it again, I think it's not about cold weather this time, it's about the extreme heat and days with 100-degree weather that we're experiencing. We can only say that we got caught off guard once. We can't say this again next summer if all signs are kind of pointing to this as our new summertime burden to carry. So we need to prepare. Our winters will continue to be extreme. Our summers will continue to be scorching. That's not going to change. We've all learned what preparing for extreme heat looks like. This summer, more seniors needed box fans to cope with that, and Project Cool and other organizations struggle to meet that need. In that way, this is also public safety. It's not necessarily always law enforcement, but the well-being of our citizens. So we need to be prepared. Directing funds towards weatherization is a smart way to protect our citizens. This is important. I'm going to say it again. The more we weatherize, the more we reduce demand on our grid. It's the smart way to get things done, and we can do more. Earlier, I mentioned District 6 residents' responses to the budget survey. They mentioned also protecting green spaces and trees as one of their top priorities. So I do see that tree canopies are natural barriers against the heat, and they can reduce our peak temperatures, and it could also help in the long run with our issues. We can offer rebates, but those are just a Band-Aid that doesn't address the problem. Weatherization programs are real long-term solutions that prevent deaths in extreme weather situations. I also, so I'm going to shift focus a little bit. I also request a budget allocation of $60,000 for SAPD's Explorer program. I understand the city doesn't currently fund this program. I don't know if that can be verified today, but for those of you that may not be familiar, the Explorers program is an after-school program, and young people, mostly at-risk youth, are able to engage in the Explorer program and get close to SAPD officers and potentially have a career in law enforcement, but more than that, they're getting guidance and some opportunities to learn discipline and have something to do after school. A lot of these kids can't afford the uniforms. They go to competitions, and we've actually been very successful, San Antonio Explorer program in those competitions, but they can't always go because their family can't afford their way into that competition. So $60,000, I understand, will fully fund the Explorer program and help those children that are not able to pay for competitions or uniforms. So I request that we add that in. The draft budget covers our basic needs in every area. It also has room for setting clear long-term goals. Specifically, I appreciate the improvements made for our city employees. Park and trail improvements, those are very important to District 6. library and animal care improvements, further protection of the aquifer, advances in affordable housing, and our mental health responses. I also appreciate the airport improvements, but I'd like us to push the envelope on innovation and creativity when it comes to our airport, as it's such an important asset to our economic development. Thanks to city staff again for this draft budget. It's a great starting point, a good working document. I know it'll be revised and tweaked in the weeks to come as residents get a better look at the proposed spending plan. I look forward to the budget town hall in my district. I think it's set for next week, and I'm looking forward to the discussions to come as we move close to a final budget in a month or so. I do request not just District 6 residents, but all of our city to get engaged. It's really important to us that we hear from you and understand what you're looking for. Specifically about the rebate, I'd like to hear from my city on that. And Eric, just finally, I thank you for your love for the lifeblood of our city employees, and your love for our city. I don't think you get enough credit for not only the work that you do, but the passion that you bring to your job, so I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilmember Cabello Havrda. Councilmember Courage.